You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. How you doing, Dan?
I'll tell you what, got a stunning array of celebrity birthdays today.
Oh, really?
It's a very, very big day for important people getting born, I'll tell you what.
What you got?
Spock, Leonard Nimoy.
Oh, yeah. Live long and prosper.
Diana Ross.
Oh, hey.
Okay, cool.
Always been a fan of. The very first ever woman Supreme Court Justice, Sandra Day O'Connor.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big deal. And one of my favorite stories about her was way back in the day. The Washington Redskins won the Super Bowl that year.
Okay.
Their ace running back, John Riggins, who was just a beast. Of course, they, White House visit.
Oh, yeah.
And they had a lot of luminaries there, including Sandra Day O'Connor.
Cool.
John Riggins got all liquored up and basically ended up trying to take a little nap under the dinner table. She apparently took offense to it, and Riggins looked up and said, "Hey, Sandy, why don't you just lighten up?" As far as I know, that's a true story. Lead singer extraordinaire of Aerosmith, Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
Birthday is today. And one of my favorite TV personalities ever, Chris Hansen.
Oh, yeah.
The host of To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, he's so...
Oh, yeah.
I love that series so much.
I was trying to think of how I knew that
Have a
name.
seat right over there. just have a seat. So Missy is 13 years old. Oh, yeah, well aware. She seemed troubled, and I came over to maybe try to help her. I see. Now you can have a seat. So tell me, why are you carrying a king-size bag of Starbursts, a big stuffed unicorn, and a six-pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade?
Some of that was for her, and some of that was for me.
There's our celeb birthdays today.
Well, there you go. That's awesome. A good way to get things started on the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
Not all credit cards are created equally. Some cards have higher rates, some have annual fees, some are just not very good. Often people will sign up for these because that's all they qualify for. But if you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I love to wrestle bears and lasso ducks, run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Oh, good morning to you, you squirrely little married couple of you. John, how are you? I have no idea what that means. Thought I'd make a critter reference, so squirrely little married couple.
We've been trying to catch a squirrel lately.
We have been.
Oh, boy, which leads me to this. I'll tell you what, things, little radio rangers, gather around. We got some things to take care of here today. I know you haven't been in school for a while, and it looks like you may not be in school for a while longer.
right.
But here's the thing. You spend all that time indoors, you can probably get a little growly, and maybe your mommy or daddy is trying to book Lauren Yun.
Yeah.
Sure, that's not going well at all. They probably ain't loving it either, and pretty much instead of the math, the algebra, and all that kind of stuff, they just got you playing video games while they go in the garage and drink. But, little rangers, the great outdoors are still open. They're still there for you.
That's right.
Nature is waiting for you. In case you don't know, I refer to it as nature because it's nature and it's neat, and I just put those two words together and say nature. Say it with me. Nature. And you're more than welcome to go outside. The state parks in the great state of South Dakota are open. The bike trails are open. The city parks are open. This, that, and the other thing. And you know what? You can bring your little buddies with you, too. Up to, from what I understand, up to 9 of your buddies. That makes 10 of you. Apparently, those are the rules these days. But keep in mind, there's a thing we now know as social distancing. While this Chinese virus, the virus from China, to be politically correct, is still running around, and you sure don't want to catch that. So here's what you do. What do you think? 6 feet apart? Yeah, those are the rules. So say you're out enjoying nature with your buddies, but how do you know you're 6 feet apart? What are you going to carry, a tape measure with you? I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. How
You're
do
out
you
there
know?
to have some fun. So Ranger Dan Enterprises is very proud to announce the official Ranger Dan social distancing pointy stick.
Nice. We need these.
Beautiful 6-point stick, perfect for the outdoors. These sticks are 100% genuine stick. And one end is hastily whittled into a super pointy point by quarantined residents of the Ranger Dan Retirement Villa somewhere outside Sisseton, South Dakota. These sticks are also great for poking critters, too. Heck, poke squirrels, poke rabbits, chipmunks, most birds, fish, even the neighbor cat. Not recommended for use on bears. The Ranger Dan Social Distancing Pointy Stick, just $29.95. Available on Amazon Prime, Northview Bait and Tackle, of course, the Log Cabin Bar on Burnside. Ranger Dan Safety Eyewear sold separately. That's it for today, little Radio Rangers. Again, get out there and enjoy nature and, darn it, be safe while you're doing it.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, Ranger Dan just saying, what the heck, Ranger Dan out. Say it with me. Yes,
Yes, sir.
Again, Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Drinking too much can ruin your life. Alcohol and drug issues can cause problems at work, at home, and pretty much everywhere. If substance abuse has taken over your life and you want to quit, there is help. TimeForRehab.com could be the first step in the right direction for you. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find a new life beyond addiction. Your insurance company may even cover the cost to help make this happen. You can learn more now at TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Time now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Aqua One. Mr. Dan Farris back in the studio right now. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing okay.
Good stuff there? Or?
Yeah.
You look concerned. What's going on?
Well, I'm actually looking for what the heck.
Oh.
You sounded so sad.
I
But if I got a little whiny and pouty, you'd cut me a little slack here while I actually try to execute my job.
During the break, we were talking about social distancing, and we might need to reconfigure the studio because we are all way too close together.
Yeah, again, if one
We
of
share
us
one chair,
that's kind of it.
We're on a budget.
We're a close knit team. With all the madness going on, apparently states are being graded now, having to do with how they are executing social distancing.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is kind of fascinating. Let's take a look. All right, this is actually based on how entire states have changed their habits with how
Okay.
they go about their daily lives.
Sure.
Okay. Company that tracks people's movements via their cell phones, which is creepy to say
wow.
the least, says South Dakotans and Minnesotans are doing a pretty good job keeping social distance. Iowa could do better. Unicast gives South Dakota a grade of B for people now driving 31% less
Nice.
than just a month or so ago. Minnesota earned an A for decreasing their travel by 46%.
Wow.
Iowa's earned a C. District of Columbia ranks the best, by the way, for reducing its travel. And Wyoming is the only state in the union that got an F,
What did they...
which makes me kind of proud of them in a way.
But is it just because they weren't going anywhere before, so they couldn't reduce? Honestly, I think that has to be it.
Well, Wyoming is so wide open. It's just,
Yeah, I mean,
plus, I don't think there's a speed limit than it used to be. Anyway, here's how it breaks
That's
out.
Montana.
Our neighboring states, Minnesota gets an A, Nebraska gets a B, North Dakota a B, South Dakota a B, Iowa gets a C, Montana D, and Wyoming an F. Apparently, they haven't changed their commutes, their travel,
yeah, but like
even
you
a
said,
little.
they're
but-
pretty wide open already. So everywhere they had to go, there was
Or maybe
travel.
folks in Wyoming are smart enough to be on the grid so some freaked out little cell carrier can't track their every
Right?
move.
Yeah,
That's probably
There
what
you
it
go.
is.
This is what jumps out at me about this.
Cell phone.
Cell phone
They're following
monitoring.
you.
Is Unicast, whatever they are involved
Yep.
with, they can track. It's like,
Super creepy.
is
Is that
Big
who's
Brother
standing
watching?
behind you in the studio right now?
Absolutely.
There's somebody.
Now, this whole thing, again, someday when I retire in about, I don't know, another 20 years, Totally off the grid, man. Done with it. Bang. That's it.
That would be kind of fun for like a weekend, maybe. I don't think
I could handle not having people be able to contact me, and you couldn't.
How long would I last?
You can't back out of the driveway without calling somebody.
I do. I have spent weekends where I turn my phone off.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I do not have internet at home. You guys know that.
Yeah.
I just don't. I pulled the plug about 7-8 years ago. And
He has electricity now,
haven't
which is
looked
nice.
back. Going out into the backyard to do my constitutionals in the morning, that gets a little rugged, but what are you going to do?
Especially in February.
And I just go back in, clean some more guns, and update my manifesto. Life with Dan.
There you go.
And hey, ladies, he's single.
And hey, ladies, he's going to give away a Tire Motive oil change in just a bit.
Right on.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you should consider joining us for this amazing vacation.
My wife and I have been to this event the last 3 years, and we've had a blast.
Join us at the Sands.
Hear amazing music from Billy Idol,
Cheap Trick,
Belinda Carlisle,
Little River Band,
The Hooters,
Tesla,
Howard Jones,
and many more.
Plus, meet awesome stars from movies and TV.
It's the best week ever.
Learn more right now at thesands.rocks.
That's thesands.rocks.
Time now to make somebody a winner. We've got Mr. Dan Farris back in the studio here with a winner for an oil change from Tire Motive.
Hey, our good buddies, Mike and Darren, and the team up at Tire Motive on North Marion Road. Yeah.
Good crew there.
Give away free oil change, and we're not talking, hey, the low rent model. This is up to a $50 value if you're rocking synthetic in one of those newer vehicles. And
They take good care of the Sunny Hummer.
Awesome.
that's it. Oh, yeah. I let them wrench on my Mustang, and I'm a little bit particular, as you know.
And that was funny. I had a low tire, and I needed an oil change, so I went and said, hey, if you could do an oil change, maybe fix that tire. I went to pick it up. They said, we fixed all 4 tires. You had 4 low tires.
Yep.
And our car, my vehicle had 3
Yeah.
that were leaking.
What are we doing around here?
Well, and what's nice is they will mock you.
Oh yeah, which I love.
Only if they know you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
they make no bones about it.
Yeah,
It's like
it was good. So who's our winner today?
Sean Travis.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you listening. Sean will set you up over at Tire Motive. Driven by service on North Marion Road. The good stuff, man.
If you want to be a winner like Sean Travis was today, you can sign up for an oil change for next week. We've got that on the top of the page at sunnyradio.com. You'll see a little button that says Win Awesome Prizes. Once you click that, you just fill out the little form, and bada bing, bada boom, we might make you a winner next week.
Bada bing.
Bada boom. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
Not all credit cards are created equally. Some cards have higher rates, some have annual fees, some are just not very good. Often people will sign up for these because that's all they qualify for. But if you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
It's time right now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Rev it up, celebrities are fabulous. This is, I don't ever hear anybody talking about it, but this has been going on for years, but nobody discusses it. So I'm going to, there is a Library of Congress.
Yeah, library.
Yes.
Which we have, and every year, just like
Been
the
there.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, is musical acts, musicians, singers, whatever, get inducted into the National Recording Registry.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have the breakout from this year, and I know Heidi probably has the box set. Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre's album, The Chronic, is making the list.
Ooh.
And I love this band, love this album. It was a game changer. Cheap Trick, live at Budokan,
Oh,
Love them.
making the list.
they're going to be at 80s in the Sand this year.
I know. They're fantastic. Dusty Springfield, who I'm a big fan of. You guys are probably too young. But
No, I remember
Dusty
Dusty
was cool.
Springfield.
Dusty in Memphis, that album's making it. 2020 inductees in the national recording industry. And here's what it's for. It's musical treasures worthy of preservation because of their cultural, historical, and aesthetic importance to the nation's recorded sound heritage.
Nice. And this is all through the Library of Congress?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, and
did
they
that.
actually vote on this stuff and everything else, which I think is kind of neat, don't you?
I do, too. I have a library card for the Library of Congress. I'm not even kidding. I know that sounds like it's made up,
When
but I have
I'm
one.
picturing the people that must be on the board for the Library of Congress. I'm wondering which one of them would have thrown out Dr. Dre.
But it's his album, The Chronic.
Yeah.
Which actually is
A bunch of librarians sitting around.
And I think because I've seen documentaries, that may be a marijuana record.
So, Judith, do you have a submission this year? Well, I was kind of thinking maybe Dr. Dre.
Excuse me, let me put my tea down.
Is Snoop Dogg already in?
Other inductees this year to include Tina Turner's Private Dancer,
Oh, nice.
album, which we do selections off of on Sunny.
Yeah.
Selena, who were you talking about, Heidi?
We were
and I
just
the other
talking
day.
about her.
Discussion,
Yeah.
Selena's 1990 album, Ven Conmigo.
We play some music from that, too.
We do.
Let's see, what else? Alan Sherman. Oh, I remember listening to this song growing up on AM radio, and our neighbor lady, Judy, actually dated this guy. This is crazy. Alan Sherman. Have you ever heard the song? Hello, Mata. Hello, Fada.
yeah.
Here I am
It was
at
on a
Camp Granada.
Oscar Mayer commercial.
Oh, they've used that. Yeah, but this was a huge hit back in the 60s. And then I come to
know
find
somebody
out
that
that
dated them?
Judy next door dated this guy. She was married to Bill, so I'd rub it in Bill's face. Hey, why did Judy settle for
Hello,
you?
Bill.
And she was hanging with
Judy.
Alan Sherman, man. That's hilarious. And also, and I love this, Mr. Rogers sings 21 favorite songs from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. That made the cut this year.
Yeah, I
so.
bet it did.
There you
Very
go.
cool.
Pretty eclectic.
I gotta see if I can go check some
Dr.
of those.
Dre to
Sure.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Probably only time you'll see them on the same slate there. Well, Dan, thanks for coming in, man.
You bet. My pleasure. Thanks for having me, man. It's an honor.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.